Hi everyone, in today's video we're going to be looking at quite a controversial subject, and it's one that does get people riled a little bit, and it's undertaking. Now, we've got plenty of clips to look at. I've been saving this folder for absolutely ages, and it's about time we made use of them. So I'm going to be looking at undertaking, why people do it, what the dangers are, and really just picking every little situation to pieces. Undertaking in the UK is not illegal on its own, but as you can see by that first clip that we just had a look at, if you undertake recklessly, the police are going to be interested. So this folder that I've had, it's full of undertaking clips, and I think the best thing that we can do with it is treat it sort of like in between a drive and fail and an analysis video. We've got plenty to go through, so let's get cracking.
In this clip, think on how close the scooter rider undertaking must have got to this cyclist on the left. And it's not as if my viewer hangs about in lane 2 for too long. A nice spot and save though, well done. How about this for impatience emerging from the slit road? Bet you wouldn't have expected this one.
Seriously?
An absolute classic situation on a motorway. Just think of the two cars in lane 2. If they'd have moved back to lane 1, would this have happened? It saved them all of a second or two.
So what should go on in this situation? That vehicle should move back to the left hand side, and it does, so I'm quite okay. But what about the van to my left hand side? Are they going to be undertaking? Well, I'm going to move back in as well. This fella ain't the best. Jesus. That shows you exactly what people can be like. Was I actually doing anything wrong there? Not at all. It just shows people's impatience. And that's usually the thing that actually makes people do undertakes. Look at where he's gone now. He's gone in that left lane. He's going to get stuck behind those other two vehicles. That's all it is, impatience. Now I'm being careful, because it's drivers like that who are just going to dive out. So I'm even going to go over here. Middle finger. Sums it up really, doesn't it?
Sticking to the correct and safe following distances can also encourage undertake sometimes. But try not to be pressured into bunching up to stop this happening. My viewer's doing the perfect thing here. He's holding back and waiting for the traffic to clear the two lorries on the left. In these next two clips, I think my viewer should have moved back to the left much earlier. This is poor lane discipline.
So what situations are we okay to pass on the left-hand side? Well, if vehicles are turning right, there's no issue with me going past on the left-hand side. If there was a queue of traffic, again, no problem about me passing if this queue that I was in was travelling quicker than the vehicles to my right. And this also leads me on to temporary reduced speed limit sections on motorways. Undertaking and passing on the left is not an issue on those. And the last one is on one-way streets.
This situation was definitely dangerous because the car in lane 2 was trying to move back to the left. Watch this situation develop behind. We've already seen the second car back flash the lights. This section of road is an average speed check, so you can see why people are sticking at the same sort of speed. But it doesn't excuse the transporter van. If the driver of the Mercedes wants a ticket, let them get a ticket. Poor lane discipline again in this one. And my viewers still didn't get the message. You can't complain if your driving's this poor. Watch the scooter rider from behind.
Average speed camera 50 miles per hour.
And they haven't finished yet.
Speed camera 50 miles per hour.
Motorcyclists take their life in their hands and they look at him before you've been through.
Some more poor lane discipline and some more impatience. But is the pressure of delivering on time making situations like this more commonplace? My viewer does a good job. They recognise what's going to go on and they create a little bit of space. Even if you did this 10 times during your journey, how much time would you really save? This one's quite rash and frankly dangerous. As I always say, it's not the vehicle that you operate, but actually the person operating it. Have a look at the motorcycle approaching from behind. The level of protective clothing backs up my point here. This van approaching behind creates such a danger. This was reported to the police, but I don't know the outcome. Always watch out for the people who simply don't care. If you're not overtaken and not turning right, move back to the left because then it allows people to flow. And then you won't have situations happen like this. As always, take a look at your own actions first and see whether there's anything that you could have done differently. Driving in this manner is not conducive to best traffic flow, and you'll just annoy everyone.
So by keeping really aware of all your surroundings all the time, when you're in multiple lane situations, is going to protect you from risk from people undertaking. There's always a little bit of conflict between the people who are going to potentially undertake and think they're going to be being held up, and the people who are going to say, well, hang on a minute, I'm trying to get past that vehicle as well, I'm just keeping my space. So just look out for situations, as you can see from what happened with the van earlier on in the clip. I was switched on to the potential problems of the van before it even became a problem. And if you drive in that defensive manner, you shouldn't have many issues. Keep safe, everyone. I'll see you soon.